Here's a little song I wrote, inspired by a friend of mine from the community, Andreina Amakuchi.
Reach the unknown, we may never understand. Uncertainty is clear, a rose without a stem. Screaming voices trapped inside your mind. It's like a crazy highway, lost and never found. If I only listened, would you have spoken to me? If I only held your hand, I should have seen the signs. I vowed to stand beside you and keep you out of harm's way. Could I have changed your mind? Turn the darkness into day. We've fallen to despair. The pain is real. Echoes in the bone. It wants to take you. The skies are still in gray. You contemplate your worth. Calm before the storm. It's bound to break you. If I only listened, would you have spoken to me? If I only held your hand, I should have seen the signs. I vowed to stand beside you and keep you out of harm's way. Could I have changed your mind and turn your darkness into day?
Yes. Let me get on here. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 20th edition of the Community Pulse. Wow, I can't believe it's been 20 weeks. already. Thank you all for being here. That song you heard earlier was just a rough little. I got antsy. I got all excited because throughout all this thing that Folk Punk and I, and with the help of DJ Big Red, have been putting together for these past weeks, I managed to find some time to complete a song, and that track will be fine-tuned and all that in 2025. So yeah, I don't have a title for it yet. I'm kind of calling it The Unknown. I'll explain a little bit more about that track another time. Anyways, yeah, once again, thank you. Welcome to the 20th edition of the Community Pulse. As you all know by now, we have Mazend Music Lab. He's been around YouTube for quite some time, and he's raising up his arms, and he's all pumped to come on to the show with Folk Punk co-hosting. I know these two go back a while, and they've become really good friends, not just on YouTube, on the personal side, so it's pretty cool to have them both on. I'm really looking forward to it. I do want to mention that this week the featured channel is Leela. I'm sure she needs no introduction. We all know Leela. She has her channel, Rise of Dark Leela. If you notice, it'll be it's pinned at the top of the chat. Please, if I'm sure most of you have already subbed to her, but to those of you who are watching on replays, which are many that I know haven't really joined the community, but I appreciate the support you give my channel. Please go check that channel out. It's great entertainment. Mondays she has a show at 4:20. It's called iPad Happy Hour. Lori's going to be throwing out the links throughout the show's entirety. And then on Tuesday, also at 4:20, she has iPad Art Therapy. And then Wednesdays is her live show where she performs, and it's great stuff. I've prepared a little promo reel for Lori. She will post it on her channel, but right now I'd like to just play it. Let's have a listen and a watch.
think that you can't change your life. Sometimes we're just lucky survive. When pain leads to loneliness, drowning in new phobias, harmony can often feel contrived.
Your voice and guitar.
On a cobweb afternoon in a room full of emptiness by a freeway, I confess I was lost in the page. What desire make foolish people do? I've never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you, and I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in. My hands are aching, pounding incessantly against the one-way glass, the room that you once shared with me. Wish there was a way, but I can't take this anymore. So if you don't give me some space, enjoy the view as I walk away. I'd lose it all. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change. Baby, if you help me, then all of this will go away. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change.
Woo! All right, I'll see you guys all. I'll see you on my channel Monday when I make music with my iPad. Tuesday when I make movies, videos, and art on my iPad. And Wednesdays, of course, when I sit here and sing for you all. It has been an amazing time, and I will see you soon. Good love. All the peace you can carry, baby.
I had so much fun putting that thing together. It was a lot of fun. And that's our Leela. So she is the feature channel for tonight's show. Yeah. And we've got her links. We'll be posting them throughout the show. And soon as I do want to mention that Gone But Not Forgotten, Josh and Adam, this show's dedicated to you. Hippie did a fantastic job. I think he covered for all of us how we felt, and he did a fantastic job. I don't know how he held it together. Last week, just me mentioning a couple things threw me right off the show. So thank you, Jeff, for being there once again to represent the community and give us that time where we can all be together and celebrate the life of those two brilliant artists. Yeah, appreciate it. I do want to introduce that he's in the chat right now. Stay tuned. He's a new artist in our community. I know he's been out there sending songs to Metalhead Hippie, 15th Band, Thomas Christ, and all the other. Did I miss Pete John? Of course I missed one. So we're going to hear a lot of stay tuned. He's going to be on our channel. I'm looking at it now, August 25th. I will mention that next week we have a Canadian friend of mine, Linda Jean. So please feel free to jump into their comments and go check out their music. August 5th, we have David Joshua. August 12th, another new artist, Don Mira. He might be in the chat tonight. And he too will be sending music to all these streaming channels that I owe a ton of gratitude to. Then we have Nick Apostolaris on the 19th of August. Like I said, stay tuned on the 26th of August. September 2nd, we have Viv Sparrow. September 9th, we have Paul. Sorry, I keep saying Pal. And hint, hint, nudge, nudge. If Pete Johns is listening, I'd love to have him early September to celebrate Songtember. And then we have Paradolia with 15th Band. So I'm wasting way too much time. I do want to just shout out some music, notable music streaming channels, those of who I owe a ton of gratitude towards, that have helped me and my channel grow to where I am, that has introduced me to all you amazing people out there. And this is the reason why I do what I do. I think that's the first time I ever promoted one of my songs, so I just wanted to have fun with the opener. We have 15th Bend, the Indy music Rollercoaster, every Thursday night, as you all know, 9 p.m. It's a fantastic stream. A lot of good stuff coming out of great music coming out of that stream. And as you all know, he's a very good friend of mine, and we meet often. And yeah. We have Metalhead Hippie every Friday at 4 p.m. and Sundays at 8:30, 9 p.m. And that's the 907 Global Music Co-op. Great channel. To those of you out there who want to submit your music with Jeff, you just go onto that channel with the link that we have, and you'll see it in the description. Just send him an email, and he'll put it on. It's good if you, not good. He needs to know what city, region, area, part of the world you're from, so that he can put you in the proper order, so you'll be able to hear your music at a decent time. So that's really important. And yeah, then we got Pete Johns every Sunday, and I put Metalhead, Hippie, and Pete Johns together because they are the godfathers, the fathers of these communities. If you didn't come through Pete Johns' channel, you came through Metalhead Hippie's channel and no other channel. So Pete John he'll play your music live every Sunday at 7 p.m. You need to submit a form. Again, the link is in the chat now. Great channel. He's actually the first community channel that I submitted my music to. And then we have Thomas Christ every Wednesday at 7 p.m., a fantastic channel. I consider Thomas a really good friend of mine. He's got a show called You Rock every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Once again, you go on his channel. Right in the description of his channel, you'll see a form to submit your music. Independent Many United has started something really cool, a really nice stream, where every Friday at 8 p.m., you show up in the stream. She has a live panel. You have live performers. I should be up there. Dom is a regular there, the Dom Father. I see him in the chats, and a few other people in there. She has a great channel. She'll play your music if you're not going up on panel and you're in the chat. just feel free. You can send me a track if you want to hear it on her show. She'll introduce you to quite a number of people. So it's another great channel. And then, of course, we have Jade Starr. She streams every day, daily. I think she just takes one day off, just like Pete John. But the show that I like to promote is the Thursday live weekly interviews every Thursday at 6 p.m. She interviews someone from the community typically, and it's a great show. And that's it. I got that one out of the way. Without further ado, I want to introduce the he doesn't need any introduction, but he's the co-producer of this show, the brains behind the whole idea of this show. He's a funny guy because he comes up with the ideas and then he hides behind the curtain and doesn't want to. But believe me when I tell you, most of this is all him, and I really appreciate it. It's friendship. I consider him a brother and an amazing friend, and the respect he gives everybody in the community is unmeasurable. And I'm just gonna introduce a song that, and of course, folk punk never picks his own music. He chose Midnight Bandit collab that he did, and you'll find this on Midnight Bandit's channel.
Yeah, there's something about getting in your car with your girl and going everywhere and anywhere, windows down and wind blowing. But the thing that really gets me is the bass, let me tell ya. Yeah, hop in the car, destination wherever. Me and my girl enjoying the world, fine rhyme pleasure, yeah. Driving slow, she crazy, hanging out the window. We blazing out, seeing this is what life is all about. 97 Charger, always hitting harder. Bass in your face, you lick my lips full of sweet taste. Ooh, girl, you better stop it. I'm about to attack your body and take your hostage. Smooth criminal, she likes it though. Foot on the gas real fast, she says go, go. Always driving around town, my classic car. You can hear me coming cause the bass hitting hard. On a sunny day, vibing with my shades, music playing, you can't see us because the tan is dark in. We fly, my prize, my ride, soon summertime, we'll spin it all day, all night. Cruising in my lady, cruising. In my whip, I only settle for a 10, but everyone's 11 when you with the gentleman. Pumping up the volume, feel it in my sentiments. Jumping up and down, my hydraulic elephant. Represent the best, play it on your stereo. Variable flows, goes like a Winnebago. Squishing all the haters, we be Super Mario. Villains being villains, they be interchangeable. Underneath the trees and beside Pacific Ocean. Specifically rocking like Tobias Forge's ghosting. Supplying depth and raps from the mouths of the chosen. Higher than a couple dump trucks of the Rosen. Eliminate the stress cause we feeling like we blessed. Reality is special when we under influence. Not talking about drugs, yo, but don't be mean mugging. We are stuck in the moment, break you off a piece of golden. Cruising near my lady, cruising.
How cool is that? JJ the rapper. Well done. All right, I'm gonna bring on add to stage. Let's
evening.
Let me just make sure I did this right. This stupid thing. Good.
Am I muted?
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're not muted. This is fantastic. Wow, what a difference. I think we threw a few people off with the diversity that you just showed, Jared. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I gotta say, that's the first time I heard that. I don't know
Cool,
how I missed it.
And there's a new contraction created for that song. Cools then. Cool is then. Just cools then.
Love it. I love it.
And I love the opening, the featured channel with Rise of Dark Leela, the sultry tones of Leela. But personally, Leela offered me my first opportunity to play live on YouTube on her virtual campfire. So I shout her out for that. And then she's also a wonderful mod over at URock. All of those extra links that we throw out, not just the video, but like the BANDCAMP or the Spotify or whatever from the artist, she went and created this whole giant spreadsheet database that is what we use each week for that. So total shout out to Leela.
Leela is fantastic. We were talking backstage. One of the most honest and real people that I know. She's got something on her mind. She's going to speak it. I want to thank JM and Pukian for their.
And speaking of real people, I need to make sure. So I had Subwoofer Blues played on a local radio station here. And the DJ there asked me to put together like a 30-second little intro. And in the intro, I described that this was done by Midnight Bandit, Mr. Jackson, and myself. And I said, Mr. Jackson is from Arizona. I said he was from Atlanta. But that song there, Subwoofer Blues, was Midnight Bandit and Mr. Jackson. They asked me to just come up with a hook, and I made up that new contraction. So shout out as well to Mr. Jackson with Midnight Bandit too. So, okay. I had that, so I did not forget this time.
Yeah, I know. And DJ Big Red made sure he sent me an email, all in caps, telling me I forgot to put it into the link that I sent him. Yeah.
So how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm just pumped. I can't wait to get Jude up here. And yeah, you know what? I think we could, you think I should shout out a couple before I bring them up?
Why don't you shout out a couple and I'm going to grab a prop.
Okay. And don't come on until I'm finished.
Sounds
How's
good.
that?
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, this past week, once again, thank you, Jeff, Metalhead Hippie, for what you did for two wonderful, amazing people that we will never forget. We got my friend Adriana Amakuchi, Music Concepts Connects People. Sorry, that's a new name of her channel. This one's called Dark Citrance Work in Progress. Drew the Genius Music, wonderful supporter in this community and many other communities. He's an amazing guy. I think we just lost somebody. And put out a track called Stand Up. Take a short break. Let's hit rewind. Forest of the Wolf put out an amazing track called After the Angels Have Wept. Drummer Jim for Life, cover of Notorious Big Papa. String Riffer did an AC/DC cover titled Money Talks. And 11 Drums, a drum cover of Avenged Sevenfold by Dangerline. And then we have Scars and Shadows put out a track called In the Dark. We have Caviar Kubrick, Summer Walker, Pete Hopeless, another great, fantastic drummer, put out a cover of Klaus Dolginger's Passport, Looking Through. Darbase bass covers, put out a wonderful track, Bob Marley cover, Three Little Birds. newer guitar channel, a great supporter of my channel, and he's starting to spread through. And I noticed he had been supporting other channels as well. Again, this is what the Community Pulse is about. It's not to show up on my channel. If I notice there's a bunch of people that are going into other channels, I'm definitely shouting them out, because this is what it's all about. And remember, Hippie will cut you off if you don't hit the subscribe button to these channels, or don't go check them out. Lori's Mishmash. There was a number of people that put covers in memory of Adam and Josh. Lori put out one tribute video. Guitar Hack put out an amazing tribute. Fish 1999 also. Robbie Stingle. And he put in a really nice one for the both of them. And I wanted to send this to Jeff. Jeff, if you're still out there, if you can please follow this link. Here's an artist. Maybe he was in the community before I came here, but this guy's just an amazing supporter of my channel. I don't think he's ever missed, not even a short. It's Vintage Tone, and I know a lot of you out there already know of this guitarist, but he did this amazing tribute, a guitar lead for Adam. I don't want to overplay this, but I just think it's really important. I would love if you can play this track. So the link is there. I'm going to stop right there because I don't want to keep Jude back there, but Folkpunk, are you there? Okay, hang on. He's there.
I can't
He's
wait
up
for
to
that.
no good again. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. He's got some explaining to do. What are you doing?
So okay.
We can hear you. I want
Can
you to
you-
talk that way.
I can't breathe though. I don't know how this works underwater. It doesn't work in the air. But
Yeah.
we're prepared to do a deep dive into the waters of Mazed Music Lab. And the first time I ever heard a track from Jude, I was amazed at the production sound most off. And his sound was full and deep. It was compact and tight, but it was still soft. And I always try to come up with some kind of figurative image, a metaphor or a simile. And his production sounds like what I would imagine walking on the deep ocean floor would feel like. Kind of like a cephalopod or an octopus, which is really weird when you come to think of things like his new CD, which was just in my mailbox when I got home today, named Tentacles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think I might be onto something here.
I love it. I love your spirit. I love everything about your brother. This is fantastic. Well, this is going to take you into, so you all know, JJ and I were going to do a deep dive. That was before we came up with the Community Pulse. We had this concept of a show called Deep Dive, and we still might do something in the future. But, yeah, so this worked out well, and I think you're going to need, we're going to introduce, bring on Jude now, and I think you're going to need the snorkels for this video, brother. All right, let's bring this on.
Your mind is dark. I like the way you think. Tell me another one, but first I need a drink.
Your heart is cold, I can feel it from here. With the vibe that you're giving off, you're not making it clear. You're dragging me down, we're starting to sing. Things are getting murky and dark, dark as ink. Your mind is dark, I like the way you think. Tell me another one, but first I need a drink. Your heart is cold, I can feel it from here. With the vibe that you're giving off, you're not making it clear. Dragging me down, we're starting to sing. Things are getting murky and dark, dark as ink. Things are getting murky and dark, dark as ink.
All right. Isn't that fantastic? Let's bring on the star of the show. Hey, doesn't get better than this, Jude.
Hi, everyone.
How you doing, Jude? Hey, Jude.
Wow.
Welcome.
What an intro. Boy, it's hot back here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was great. Thank you so much, Folk Punk. Thank you for all your kind words and your musical friendship and that great opening.
Welcome.
And
Very
thank you,
welcome.
Frank, for having me on, and all the kind people who've commented. For some reason, I can't see the comments on my MacBook. I have my phone here, but I'm going to stay focused here and just enjoy the show. I'll read them later.
You can go back.
But thank you, everyone, and thanks for coming.
So,
What's that?
Was it in ink that you mentioned murky? Or is
Yes.
that
Well, yeah. Things are getting murky.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying in the reversed lyric there. Line
Yeah.
is things are getting murky. It's pretty obvious.
And is Murky also the name of something in the Mazen Music
Yeah, Murky's
Lab?
the name of the octopus. Yeah, that's our musical mascot. I started Mazen Music Lab in 2012, but I didn't come up with the octopus mascot and the logo until I think it was 2018, around there. So yeah.
What led you to that?
Her name is Murky.
What led you?
Well, because I needed a logo, I needed a brand, and octopi, I don't know what the plural is, are just
Octopi.
amazing creatures,
Yeah.
right? I mean, on so many levels. So many things have come out since then, like My Octopus Teacher, and like so many things online. They can shape shift and change colors, and I kind of wanted that to kind of represent my music. The 8 arms could be like various different hooks within a song or a variety of music. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. So that's why I chose the octopus. And murky. The music can get a little bit murky at times, and some of the symbolism can be murky. So I thought it was a good name and a good representation for the Mazen Music Lab.
I think it's perfect. I mean, that thing I said, I didn't like dream it up. I really thought that was why. I said, oh, this must be why. Because that sound he gets is so thick and clean. It's like pristine ocean waters 100 feet down or something. I'm like, oh, yeah, it must be.
Oh my goodness, folk punk. JJ, I would have never thought that unless you said that. Now I believe it. Thank you. That's awesome.
Should have him on their payroll. Every musician. He even makes me like my songs. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better.
Yeah, I'm the saint. My middle name is Thaddeus, so I was named after Saint Jude, which is the saint of lost causes or hopeless causes, whatever it fits.
Yep. Yeah, I actually probably have a prayer card somewhere to St. Jude from my mom.
But thanks again for the kind words on the production. I just press a couple buttons. I honestly don't know what I'm doing, but I'd love to help you out if you ever wanted some help on any tracks. I'd love to produce a folk punk track.
Just the collab that we did is I have something that has that sound, and I am so into it. When anyone hasn't been to my site, it's actually the featured thing on it, because I'm like, I'm going to fool them. This is what everything sounds like.
What an amazing thing that was, man.
And it was
like
so
the planets aligned.
Yeah.
Really was.
For goal in the busy season. I think of that every morning as I'm heading out on my mower.
That's so funny.
So just so we can let me and the chat know what you're talking about, talk to us.
So I'm not sure which song is next, but one of the 5 that Jude gave us, The Thread, is what we're talking about.
Yep. And it developed because since I've met folk punk and heard his music, I said, I got to work with this guy. This guy would blend well with my style. And we became friends, and we talked, and he sent me some of his CDs. And finally, I got to the point where I just said, can we please just do a collab? I know you're busy. He mentioned he was just starting his season. No pressure. No, I'm not a real quick turnaround guy anyway. It's tough for me to get like quiet time to record. So there was no pressure, nothing. But in that conversation, he mentioned that we talked about what our process was for starting a song, and it can be so many ways. And he came back with all the same versions that I would go through as well. But one of the things he said was, I just basically start with a thread of an idea. And I love just that saying. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just try to write a song around that. And so I've written several songs around writing music or creating music, but I wanted this to be more about just creating art in general and just having that motivation that's so strong that it actually makes the engine move. Now I'm over 50. It's tough for me to get motivated. Something has to really excite me to actually go to the computer. I'm always playing my guitar, but to actually write and record. So it was something about that. And I think I came up with the first couple lines and maybe the chords, and recorded myself playing live and sent JJ those videos, little snippets of me messing up, forgetting lyrics because it was so new. But I like doing that because it kind of gives him the raw element of how it developed. And I kind of got some approval from him, and then I recorded a demo version, and it didn't change much from that. Honestly, he just laid down his part, and I'll let you take it from there, JJ.
And it's funny because I'm singing backing vocals, but I'm just repeating what Jude's singing because our ideas were so simpatico. It was like I was thinking the same thing he was saying. And then what really, really made it special was getting Ron Ward on the lead. That just moved it to a whole other level.
Now that you guys are talking so much about that song, that's the second last song of the night.
So we're prepared for it when it comes.
I hope everyone's taking notes.
Take notes, yeah. I'm going to do a few shoutouts just to get caught up here.
Alrighty.
Son of Snake Regression put out a real cool track. Did I throw you off, DJ? Maybe I should have given them the heads up. Set up by Marshall, Fender Tone Master Pro Progress with channels. Jovel de Putzes put out her voice is so much like You Oughta Know, Alanis Morissette. She put out another one called You Oughta Know. JDL, John David Lees, as we all know, put out a track called Butterfly Crazy Train, full band cover. Please go over there and support the other artists on that. Great track. Russ 8889, a remix of Last Night the DJ Saved My Life. Really cool track. To Eternity Butterflies, Stephen Keller, Ancient Relic. Adam Holtz, What Can I Do? That's video number, I think he's at 690 now. He's almost at the 700 plateau, and for the most part, they're all original. Great musician. We got Paul, Work It Out. DJ Big Red does pretty much most of his mastering, mixing, engineering, and all that fun stuff. Charlie Tom Stone, Let Yourself Go, another great supporter of my channel. Badass Brutus Guitar, I guess he gets two shout outs here. Touching the Red Skies. Michael Lanthier put out War, a Four Horsemen of Apocalypse. That was what I've been shouting out the last few weeks of that foursome that they have going with 15th Band Hetriani, Development of a Void, Michael Lanthier, and Gary Hubbs on bass for all the tracks. So it's pretty cool stuff. The album should be out. They're releasing, I'm not sure what happened. I thought they were going to release all at once. But regardless, I guess it doesn't matter how we receive them. Frank Mel put out an amazing track called Lost Temple. Yeah, that was brilliant. And he put out another one too. He actually put out two this week. You really have to go check him out. We got to get him on the show, JJ.
We do. And, he actually put out a poll as well, asking people what kind of a song he should create next, which was pretty cool. And it was a wide variety. And I'm thinking, wow, this guy can compose on demand.
That's pretty cool. That's brave. All right. Lori's Mishmash, unboxing of the heel. I've got it, Lori. We got it. It's one of the best smelling CDs of the year. If I sniff that CD one more time in front of Shauna, she's going to leave me. So we won't be doing that. Ricochet, Blowing in the Wind, Bob Dylan cover. Rainfield Music, Summer Breeze, Seals and Cross. That was pretty cool, JJ? I thought you would like that. And Sonic Grace put out, I think, 3 different releases this week. This one's Fierce. Such a spiritual channel. It's so inspiring what they do. It's beautiful stuff. And then I'm going to stop here at number 34. Sounds good. 34 of probably 120. Howell Osborne, another great supporter. You'll see him he's constantly commenting and supporting my channel for years now. Put out a song called Angel of Death, cover, sorry. And yeah, that's it. Brian Drums, since you're in here before you leave, shout one more out. Brian Drums, I think he put out a couple different ones, but this one, Stone Temple Pilots Plush. Great stuff. I love STP. All right. Yeah, let's get back into where we're at. It's all yours. The stage is yours.
What's the next song up in the queue?
So the next song I got is, and that's the funny part. Why you were saying is this song next a thread? Well, you're the one that told me to mix them up. However,
oh, that's fine. I just didn't know what the mixed up order was.
Yeah. I should have sent you this part. I don't think I sent you the layout of the show. Bird on Fire is the track we have on cue.
So this one is, I can't read here without my glasses. Is this one on Tentacles?
Yes, it
Bird on
is.
Fire. Yes, yeah. It's number 4, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I gave Snooks the links for the. I think we should touch on that now, so we can consistently post the link to this. Why don't you explain this new album that was? And I know Jade, she shared it out today. When was the official date? Talk to us. I want to hear about
the official drop date was July 20th. I chose my wife's birthday, which was Saturday. And I didn't think about, that Australia would happen Friday night. It just didn't occur to me, which was kind of cool because I could have Friday night as my night and Saturday could be my wife's birthday. But folk punk, I don't even have my hard copies yet. So I'm dying to get, I don't know why I just thought they'd arrive. I knew I'd have to order my own, but I just didn't do it early enough. My buddy in South Carolina has his. What's going on? Why don't I have mine?
And actually, I shout out to Mike Haggith because he and I had corresponded a few times. He said, you know what, I'm going to put in something trying to get it to you faster. And it came today. Because
he had a funeral to go to. He had the Rotary Festival. I appreciate everything he's done. And I'm just kidding, really. I'd rather the fans get it before me. But
so cool.
It really does. Yeah. Oh, that looks cool. Yeah. Awesome.
I got to get my hands on that. I will definitely purchase one, Jude.
So Bird on Fire is one of the older songs. I let Mike pretty much go through my whole catalog that was on YouTube, and he basically picked the songs. And, I went back and forth on 2, maybe made him replace 2, but Bird on Fire was an obvious choice. That was a collaboration that I did. I had this basic song down, and I think I posted it in a group, and a good friend, Jerry Marsh, immediately. And I was kind of hoping to catch him, honestly, as a fish. Jerry, this is a perfect song for Jerry, but I didn't expect the backing vocals that he was going to lay down. When I got that back from him, and he put down some keyboards, some pads, backing vocals. Again, Ron Ward later lays down this really cool lead guitar. And I worked with a gentleman named David Asher who produced 4 of my songs for a fee, and he did a great job. And this was one of them. But he also replaced my bass, and thank God he did. It's an awesome bass line, and he tightened up the mix. And so I call this my best song, but really it's not me. It's a bunch of us, and it probably wouldn't be near as good as it is without what Jerry Marsh did, as you'll hear.
Very cool.
All right. Let's play it.
A bird's on fire. We watched it spiral as it fell from out of the sky. It made you sad, a square-shaped tear fell in pairs from both of your eyes. A bird's on fire. A distant siren is sounding out across the forest tonight. A cloud rolls in, it's digital proud, in rhythm with the red blinking light. A bird's on fire, we watched it spiral as it fell from out of the sky. It made you sad, a square-shaped tear fell in pairs from both of your eyes. Birds on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just get this image of a cephalopod, this cool octopus strolling on the bottom, just sauntering along with headphones on and a good old waterproof Walkman.
I was blessed to have Pete Johns play that last night on his your music live.
Wow.
I think as it Pete's picks, and just so honored. But one of the comments was backwards guitar or reverse guitar, and Ron Ward thinks I reverse his guitar all the time. It's not reverse. I did speed up the beginning. I do those speed ups and those slow downs. You'll know if you work with me. Most likely, I'm going to tweak whatever you send me. Although I've learned with Tobias, I gotta be careful with him. He can do it all on the guitar. He doesn't need me to do it for him. But yeah, so I don't think I have reversed some of his guitar, but I don't think there's any reverse guitar in there. I could be wrong.
It's cool sounding effect, whatever is going on there. And it's got that sound, that mystique to me of your music. It's just, I know it's, a lot of people in our community, it's them when you hear their voice, and for you somewhat, but for your music, it's beyond your voice. It's the whole soundscape. As soon as I hear it, I'm like, oh, I bet that's amazing. Sure enough, it would be. But
what? That's well said, because I actually, like I said, I was having fun putting this whole thing together. I mentioned that earlier, and you're right. They all have that. Yeah, you definitely have your sound, and it's locked. And yeah, if I didn't hear any of your music for the next 6 months and you came up with a track, I'm sure I would say it's your track right off the first.
That's a cool thing, right? I think it is. I like
100% consistency.
And it's not that they sound alike. It's your production sound.
Yeah.
And maybe it just sounds professional. And that's what I'm hearing. It's got like you would have on a CD you would buy in the store. It's got that.
I feel like this is the part where I should go into my process and tell you how wrong you are, but I'm gonna just let that that mirage float out there.
Well, no, because you sent me something you had done in GarageBand, and you mentioned that you use Logic now, and I could hear in the low end, especially, it seemed like Logic helps produce a more full low end. Just observation from hearing that to there. But you could still hear the amazing music soundscape and some of it. You said once, when you write a song, you write it always first on your 3/4 nylon string guitar, or often you do.
Often, yes. And the whole Guitalele thing, when I got the Guitalele for Christmas, actually Santa got it for me and my son. And it was this cute little, it's the size of a Guitalele, but it's 6 strings, tuned to A, like if you had the capo on the 5th fret. And he saw it once and never saw it again. I just took it. And that's when I started writing songs. I mean, they just poured out of me. That was right after my uncle died. And it just started coming out of me, all these songs. The first one was Guitalele for Christmas. So I wrote a lot on that, but then I bought a 3/4 scale Yamaha classical, which sounds a lot like the Guitalele with the nylon strings. So my songs still had that sound in them, but it was a bigger guitar for me to play on. I still don't know how I fit my fingers on that little Guitalele. I can't play it now. But for the last several months, and ink, the thread, I've been keeping my semi-hollow body down in my bedroom, which is where I do most of my writing. So now when I'm writing, they're more likely to be electric guitar songs, because it's an electric guitar, but I don't play it plugged in down there. Right. I play it unplugged. So that's been my main writing guitar for a long time. But I'll switch it up, and that'll hopefully, maybe start a different direction or a new song or something. I like to switch it up occasionally, but that's been my go-to. It's a cool D'Angelico.
Okay.
Bobby Weir signature.
There you go. I was just going to say, you're a deadhead, aren't you?
I am a deadhead.
Yes, very cool. I think I saw a Facebook post of, did you buy your wife a shirt or something, or a flag?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. We have flags. We have shirts. Yeah, we're deadheads throwing it through. But I like hip hop. I like, and I would hope that would come out in my music. So that's why I'm a little bit, I'm not sure if the sound thing is a good thing, but I'm leaning into it now. I think it is a good thing. It's probably quality. Just the byproduct of, oh, well, thank you. I think it's just that certain patch that I use on my micro Korg I use often, and I don't know. I'll probably do a diversion soon.
Oh, I if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
I like that. Okay, I'll keep going.
So what's the next song up on the
I'm
list?
I'm going to do some shoutouts, and then we're going to grab the next song on cue. We got Karen Baldwin, one of the pianists in our community, brilliant artist, put out Boogie Woogie piano, and I think in a couple weeks I've just finished putting together the promo reel that that I alternate with the different artists. I think for the next couple weeks we still have Laurie's Mishmash, and that'll come up soon. Lady Campion Kaleidoscope, a beautiful track original she put out. No Lake put out a track called Big Deal. Nikki Tedesco, Lies, 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 the Thompson Twin cover. Mark Wade, Time's Been Kind. Mona Lisa and the Mad Hatters, with Lori, PJ, and Mark Wade. Wesley Media Hub put out something called The Sign, Ace of Base, as we know. Mark Devereaux, New Kid in Town, a great Eagles cover, one of my favorite Eagles covers. Put out a nice piano version. Donna Mitchell, again, I've lined up a lot of these pianists. Donna Mitchell, composer, arranger, put out Peaceful by Ronald Carl. Leni Perez, the Zephyr song, Red Hot Chili Peppers ukulele cover. It's pretty cool. Caviar Kubrick, Million Birds, R&B beat. Michael Aka-Zeelander, he was on Jade's channel interview last Thursday. Please go check that out. It was a great interview. He's a great man, great artist, and I love his story, how he met his wife. I think that's beautiful, because that's kind of how I met, not kind of, that's how I met Shauna. pays to be boss. Fish 1999. Oh yeah, I just wanted to shout out. Sorry, I'm looking for a song. There is no song, so I wanted to shout out her channel. She's a great supporter of so many channels, constantly shouting people out. Female musician. This is what reads on her description. Here you'll find music, art, videos, and animation, photography, and politically incorrect content referencing profound thoughts. Please go check out Fish 1999. She's a great supporter of so many of our communities.
She's had a number of posts lately
Yeah.
for both our people that have passed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think she's a wonderful person. Forest of the Wolves put out another one, Tales Untold, Tales Unfold. And David Cartret, I saw him in the chat. Desolate Morning, how you doing? I saw him in the chat. Broken Glass, another great track. You know what? I'm just gonna. Where are we? Song number 3. I can stop there because I want to. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So to answer your question, I want to take a second to thank all the sponsors, all the mods who do an amazing job. And I don't know how, for some reason, I was able to pay more attention. And they're just incredible, putting out these, posting these links for you, Jude, and for Leela, which is our featured channel this week. And I really appreciate what you guys do week in and week out. And then you go over and beyond, and you're constantly sharing this show. I think I've got the best mods on YouTube. Don't get offended now, everybody. But I do. So the song we have on cue is Crooked.
Oh, Crooked.
Oh, Crooked.
Unless I spelled it wrong, which is possible.
No, I think it's actually the same thing. Crooked and crooked
Yeah.
are actually the same spelling.
I'll trust you, JJ. You were the teacher.
He's the teacher.
So yes, tell us about Crooked.
Well, this is the song that Mike Haggith heard when I posted it. I was just kind of going through my YouTube channel on my phone, and I saw that had probably 2 likes. And I'm not one for likes. You guys know this. Please don't subscribe to my channel unless you like my music. But I'm like, 2 likes. Like I just listened to it. I'm like, that's a really good song. I should just repost it. And I don't usually post older tracks. I'm more about the new stuff. So I just posted it out there, and he was like, dude, if you have 7 or 8 more like this, we can make an album. I'm like, I have 80 to 100, but I don't know if they're like that. You have to tell me. Like, was always the hardest part for me when people requested I do an album. My albums are January 1st to December 30th, and they go in a folder on my computer, and I give them a name, but it's the year. The year is the album.
Exactly.
So I could just never pick the song. So thank God he heard that song. And I think it's a good representation of the banjo, which is a loop. That I have a banjo and I use banjo in my music, but that's a loop in that song. But the digital and the analog, I love that. I'm not a big purist guy. I like to mix things up. So like synthesizers with banjos and harmonicas with hip hop, kind of like Beck did on Odelay. Yeah, that was a huge inspiration to me. Without the rapping, but someday I'll get there.
Synthesizers and acoustic 12-string.
Yeah. By the way, I love that opening track with you and Midnight Bandit. And just one more thing, if I could just say something, just a general shout out. Thank you, Frank, for having this channel.
This is all yours, man. This is your show here.
Well, in a way, you were right when you said you either came through Pete Johns or Metalhead Hippie, but I really came up through the Homegrown Indie live channel. And I have to give a shout out to Ron Ward because he wasn't mentioned in that intro. And by the way, JJ, I didn't realize that intro was just going to be blasted out to the world. I thought you were going to use that information to ask me questions. The 5 Stone Fans thing, I would have never put that in there. But anyway.
So Ron Ward was in the intro and he asked me to take it off.
Oh.
Just because
I had
he kind of, I had him up until 3 weeks ago, and he had
Oh,
asked
right.
because he's not running
Of
the
the
show.
streaming channels,
Yeah.
not in your
Gotcha.
bio.
Yeah,
Gotcha. No, thank you. No, so I just had to mention him because,
for
again,
sure.
another big supporter of mine. If it wasn't for Ron, I don't know that I'd still be making music and sharing. But he just gave me the confidence in myself and in my music to keep doing it.
I really miss the homegrown indie shows. That 5.
It might be
5
back.
a.m. That would be cool. The early morning one. That one was. Just,
I mean, I don't know anything. I'm just saying, I don't know
You
anything.
were a mod. That's how I got to know you.
I love-
Actually, was you being a mod there.
Yeah, I miss all my mod friends. I mean, it was a great thing. You never know.
That early
Good things
morning
never
show.
last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
that's go ahead.
Crooked, you have a banjo on. What instruments do you play?
The MacBook. No, I play guitar. Honestly, way back in I forget. My parents got us a vacuum cleaner for Christmas, and I took it back and got my Yamaha keyboard from Jamesway. My wife didn't mind. She didn't have to vacuum. No, we had an old one, and so I started to learn keyboards. Not again. I just can't force myself to become proficient at anything. Every time I'm recording a song, I got to break out this thing to figure out what the piano. I don't know piano chords.
Yeah,
But
if you got, but you can make
that's
it
me.
work. Yeah, you make it work.
And just a little hint about Crooked. I had a songwriting friend who's since passed away. We were kind of writing music around the same time, and I would start a lot of songs about I. They were all I. And he told me, you know what, you might engage the listener more if you changed it to you or they. And I think it was a great piece of advice, and I often will switch it from I or me to you and they. And that's what happens in Crooked.
Very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Excellent. Awesome. Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
You're my
Wow. That was fantastic.
You know, I think
Thank
it was
you. Thank you.
Justine in the chat that I caught there. She wrote what I was thinking. She said that she could hear Jerry Garcia in there.
Oh, how about that? Oh, that's awesome.
I definitely heard his spirit there, and it almost like like when he did stuff with like Merle Saunders, the Jerry Garcia band kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that.
I totally heard that too.
I rarely get the Dead. I'll get Bob Dylan. I'll get a few times I've gotten the Dead. I don't hear it that often, but when someone mentions it, it makes me feel good.
Yeah, and it was
awesome.
it actually it sounded like Jerry, but it sounded like Bob holding the fort for Jerry, playing Jerry's chord progression. It was almost like a Catfish John kind of a sound.
Okay. Oh yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, it's a great
album.
tune. Yeah. But anyway,
Thank you.
I totally agreed. I think it was Justine. I don't know. It goes so fast. I can't usually see it all.
Another interesting fact about me is I will forget my song. As soon as I'll remember it as I'm working on the next song, but as soon as I record that next song, that one's gone from my memory. Yeah. I just have no memory anymore. I wish I could play out, but I forget lyrics. I forget what chords coming up. So yeah, the MacBook has helped me considerably make music.
And I think that might just be almost part of recording at home, because you move from project to project, where in the old days, if you were out playing with friends because you couldn't record by yourself in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Love you, Snooks.
It changed, but same way. I finish something and I love it, and I'll just listen to the recording of it. I never play that song again. With the guitar, I'll play it on the stereo, but I just never play it again.
I'd love to get more comfortable playing out. Someday.
Yeah, and that's another side of this whole YouTube community is there's a lot of places you can play live online.
Right.
Just like make sure, like me, you don't have your microphone backwards on the first one and forget to have.
I'm bound to. The fear
sure,
of messing up will hold you back.
And make sure if you're on a rotating chair that your feet are planted.
My legs are crossed right now, and I'm on a rotating chair.
So you're good. You're good.
Because once you start, you can't stop.
I can still vision that. That's the funniest story. All right, I'm going to continue with some shoutouts. Leroy's musical journey, put out another AI Pink Floyd cover. Thank you for all the wonderful, generous support. Gordium 85 pseudoscience sounds for an abandoned house. Blue Unicorn, just because. Melanie Choli, she will be on the show soon. I'm just waiting for a green light, or she's waiting to set up some gears. Memories, a pop rock lyric video, really cool stuff. And Chris Durham's music channel, he's changed things up. He's not doing the Monday afternoon noontime thing, but he is putting up some pretty terrific piano playing. This one is with flute, a duet with Joy Spring, and it's beautiful. Please go check it out. Johanna Lynn put out a track titled July 6th. Mamsie Graham, Well Dang. Guitar Hack was live Saturday nights as he usually is. July Live Hangout. Really cool stuff. Go check out Guitar Hacks. I'll shout them out a little later as well. Synthworks put out a really cool track, Arrival alt cover. Dwight Bailey, Time for a New Day. Small Town Girl and Bob Clements, On These Days, an original track there. Again, Fish 1999, sci-fi short film, Elections 24. It's pretty cool. Go check it out. Just titled Congrats, Kamala Harris. Did I pronounce her name right? I'm such a Canadian. Tracy Mell, a brilliant artist. She put out a couple tracks. This one's called Moonshine. I'd love to have her on this show. The House is Rocking, SRV, Steve Ray Vaughan. Full cover by featuring Mark, Sergio, Mike Conway. Pretty good stuff. Mark Wade. Detective Agent Darknut, our friend Mark Trail. And he put out Hypercrime Sidearms.
The poet.
The poet.
Glitch.
Yeah. Glitch. That's right. That's the third name. And Dwight Carr and John Scher. I saved the best for last, not by design. These two put out some pretty wicked tracks at the last minute on Monday morning, because I try not to include Mondays. I'll add them to next week's. But Monday morning, I kind of make sure I got everything. And sure enough, late yesterday, these two put out some pretty amazing stuff. Please go check out Dwight Carr and John Scher. It was so good, I almost took my own opener off. Yeah, I downloaded it, had it already, but I ran out of time. I want to talk about upcoming premieres. And since I always forget about to shut out myself, I didn't add my own link. I just remembered I have a premiere tomorrow night at 8:05.
8:05 Eastern.
8:05. I don't have a link, and I didn't give it to the guys. That's tomorrow night. And,
Kaylee's song?
Yeah. So that song means a lot to our entire family. It was written about my stepdaughter, and beautiful young lady who's gone through things in life. A few of my friends know that no adult should go through, let alone a young girl at the age of 17. So it's it means a lot to me, and
And she loves that song, doesn't she?
She loves it, and she sent me all a bunch of clips, and those clips that you see, you'll see her spirit is alive, and it's, you learn a lot just by the pictures alone, how she's endured all this. 15th Bend is on August 8th. He's premiering an instrumental of, I think, one of his first tracks from his first album titled Soul. And at 9 p.m., we're going to have that album launch stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully he'll send me the StreamYard link, me and Het. Looking forward to it. Of course he will. We're going to have a great time. I see you in there, Het. It's going to be fantastic. I'll continue to shout this out. We'll have more details. If you want to purchase an album, please do so. They are available. Like I said, it's the best-selling CD on this planet, and 15th wasn't in here, but I swear to God, bro, Shauna says if she catches me smelling the CD one more time, she's leaving me. So, yeah, it's the best smelling CD. I love it. Great stuff. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. You know what? We can get into music. So let me, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to continue shouting a few of these out. Doing for Others, Dan Anderson, Independent Many United. These are brilliant people. They have enough to do on their own channels and stuff, yet they take the time and support so many other channels. And she does such an amazing job, and she's a really good friend. Leni Perez, Read Between the Lines, Rebel Rocker, and I'm sure you guys are all familiar, and there's many others that I've missed, but you're all familiar. I'm sure you all see the same names with the sharing and stuff. DJ Big Red 81, he was so excited he got to share his first short yesterday. Congratulations, brother.
Right.
And forgot to turn on the comments, and he makes fun of me. Crimson Crux and Queen Survivor. Queen, thank you for all you do. Mentions Jackson Pierce, the Nut House, who's been here since the start of the show. Great channel. Please go check out the Nut House. Dave's music videos, a good friend of mine, a good supporter of my channel. He does some incredible, great dance videos to some of these old classics that, again, I always say the same thing, songs I never thought I'd hear again. JM Unleashed, we will feature him, his channel in a couple weeks or next week. But I got to go on his channel today, and he's got this great show every Monday at 5 p.m. I had a lot of fun, but I suck, and I lost, and I only got my name on the board once, and I'm not playing again. No, I'm just kidding. He's got a great show every Monday at 5 p.m. just before this one. Please go support and go check it out. You'll have a lot of fun. It's word games. Yeah, and I can see how addicting it would be, especially if you have an addictive behaviors like mine. Stephen Ewart, please go check out that channel. I was going through every day. I thought, okay, this one, okay, this one, okay, this one. I think he had 15 this week.
He's pushing 10,000.
Yeah. Guitar Hack, recommended album reviews every Thursday. Please go check him out. Great supporter, great Canadian. Pompeii Music, a music teacher, has backing tracks on his channel. Another great supporter of my channel and many others. We've got some karaoke streaming channels that I love to shout out. Miss High and Pendar. They got Pegs and Pen every Saturday. Jovel de Putzes is Friday morning. We got Leah Ramos, Mr. B's Music Addiction, Deb's Wood Burning Stove. Please, guys, go check them out. They do fantastic. They work hard at their craft, and they'll come to support your channel. CC Karaoke, Mama Rose channel, Angela Tanzer, and Together We Are Family.
And you know, I have to say that when I've clicked through and caught them, they do not sound like bar karaoke. I mean,
No.
they really can sing. It's not like some drunk person with the microphone.
I'm glad you said that, because I agree, and it's really enjoyable. Yeah, and again, what's more important is there's such I just love the support we give each other. And I said it before, and I know Jade and Indy say it all the time. We rise together.
Yep.
I think it's important. If we don't support each other, you know, we're never going to get out there to get heard. And this is why I respect those who are supporting not just me, but the entire community. I think it's so important. Why are we here? You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the next, what we have on queue is something I put together, and I apologized to Lori last week, and I apologize again today. As you know, my channel's monetized, and I kind of panicked because it said I had a copyright. It was just something you had nothing to do with anybody's music, but it was. I thought, oh, all right, I'll just snip this out, and I lose the chat, the most important thing of this show, right? So I learned my lesson, and I have a little reel that I like to shout out the pianists and composers of this community. I think they're brilliant at what they do. I know I haven't quite shouted them all yet, but I'm waiting for permission from some of the others that support my channel. So I can add them to this, but there's some pretty incredible talents here, and I want to play this reel, and our good friend Snooks is going to throw out all the links for these, and please go check out and support these fine pianists. That is so beautiful. That was so well done, and the music obviously is played by Lori's Mishmash, another great friend of mine. Love you, Lori. Love you, cuz. And yeah, let's get the boys back on. I'm just rambling away, and I just realized I'm all
You know,
alone.
as I listen every week, there are some people that have new videos every week. Just amazing productivity.
Yeah.
And all of the composers and piano players. I'm reminded of a line from a Neil Halstead song, Send for Reinforcements because there's just too much here for me to love. It's amazing how much good stuff is. And I mean, this is just a little snippet of what's there. And it's like, whoa. My poor vinyl album collection has been so neglected for these last 2-3 years. There's just too much good stuff here.
Yeah, it is so entertaining. It's real. It's like, and I know many people feel the same way. It's like, I won't dare, like, I'll feel guilty if I accidentally or if my kids are in the car and they hit a radio station. I almost feel guilty, like I could be devoting this time to somebody in the community.
Yeah. And the
I
best
just
part,
wish, the one thing YouTube's missing, and if you're listening, YouTube, listen to me, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anybody you sub to, you know, where you hit the notification, if there's a way where you just hit play and it just plays those and keeps you, there's got to be
right,
some,
more direct rather than going a couple steps through. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And it probably will. I mean, you've got it now, like where you can hover over something and, you know, you don't have to click on it when you're looking at your feed. So I bet you they will.
Right.
It's just like a run-on, right?
Yeah.
And you can't.
But
do
you
it.
know what's
gotta
cool
save it.
that
Yeah.
this has? So you've got all of this entertainment as good as your 300 album collection.
Yeah.
But you get to talk to people, whether it's in the chat or on a panel like this. I mean, there are people whose music is as impressive as anything in my album collection, but I never would get to meet or talk to those people. I do with these people. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Great point. Great point. It's an incredible thing.
Yeah.
We're so blessed.
We really are. It's a golden age.
Yeah.
What's up next on the list there, Frank?
Wow. We're just moving right along. We've got Thread.
Talking
Thread.
about the community and
So,
creating.
yeah, I'm
and-
sure there was a few people in here that missed what you had to say. Thank you, Snooks, for posting these.
Well, before we get into it, I have to ask, does my CD smell at all, JJ?
No.
What's Mike doing? What's Mike doing? I told him. Yves Saint Laurent. No, I don't know.
Smells like plastic.
At least no one's getting divorced by my CD. Okay, so there's a
Yeah.
bonus.
Yeah, there's,
Just
nothing
your basic
inappropriate.
off gassing.
Yeah.
Was it I forgot which country singer. The wife says
It's supposed to smell like OG Kush.
where the wife says if you go out fishing, I'm gonna leave you, and then the chorus is I'm gonna miss her.
He's going fishing.
I always think of the
Touch my
Meatloaf
15
song.
Fun CD.
Yeah, I love you to the end of time. Now I'm hoping for the end of time.
Yeah.
But no, Mike
Okay.
didn't throw any special in there.
Maybe it's better.
It smells
Maybe
like
we're
good
better off.
music. It smells like good music.
15th Bend often talks with Mike. I'm sure he'll give him a tip and throw it your
Okay,
way. Maybe
there we
next
go.
match.
We've just started the controversy here. As if Mike doesn't have enough to do. He's not gonna scent each of our CDs before he sends them out.
And
Yeah, can you
actually,
cancel that flight or just when you douse yourself in that cologne before you jump on that plane, can you just spray a few of my CDs?
and most of the songs tonight, I think all of them except Thread are on Tentacles. The songs you
There
did?
was the other one that I chose that I did with Tobias called "A Beautiful Day,"
Right.
and I just wanted him included because I
That's
I
the
didn't
flute.
pick woke. That's the flute one. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And is it driving into Philly? It's a highway.
It is going over the Ben Franklin Bridge. Now, Thread's coming up, and we're talking about the song after it. But that's just
We
how
already
the
talked
show's
about
going.
Thread. Yeah. We already talked about it. And the threads interweave.
That's funny.
Like the Afghan from East Virginia Studios.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to let's hit the play button.
Yeah, I think it
This
speaks
is-
for itself.
The Thread, and it's featuring folk,
Jude,
I was gonna let
Ron
you.
Ward, and myself. But yeah, Ron Ward really it just adds the cherry on top.
Yeah. Beautiful.
He brought the fire.
He brought the fire. Love it.
The thread of an idea, a spark of inspiration. Ignites and turns the gears in the engine of motivation. A glimmer of hope, a leap of faith. It will exist. I will create. Searching for gold in the middle of busy season. The signs are everywhere, but only if you see them. A palette of pain, a lump of clay, the blank white page, a twist of fate.
The years of past genius are found in dark eyes. For watching, they realize that all will be dust. So stifling they must be all of their size, allowing life in all of its lies to be as always preposterous. I create.
What a cool outro. I love that outro. I'm so glad.
Absolutely
I'm
amazing.
so glad you didn't cut any of that. I love it.
You know, I threw it out there and you said keep it, and that's what I was hoping to hear. If you haven't figured it out by now, I like my extended outros. I like for those instruments that may have been buried throughout the mix to kind of like sometimes they appear at those outros like and they get to shine. And I just have trouble editing myself, so I grow attached to those parts, and I just it might be better chopped off like a minute and a half before I do, but I just can't help myself, and that's
And you know, that's a really good point. Did you ever notice back in the day where there were fade outs? You know, you don't get fade outs as much anymore. But back in the day, especially the album days, when there was fade outs, sometimes the best sound of the mix was like halfway through the fade.
yes, yeah. And sometimes when I do fade outs, I'll do that. I'll make some interesting something be right in that fade, so that it'll, if you're listening still,
Yeah,
by that point.
Jimmy Page
But
fans
yeah,
know
that's
that
interesting. You brought that up.
You'd find
Oh, yeah?
a lot of pretty wicked leads, just additions at the end, just as it's fading out. There's a couple tracks.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
very cool.
Yeah, don't tune out during the fade out.
Yeah, bring the fade, drop in and fade out.
Yeah.
Are you writing a song right now, JJ?
I thought I was quoting Timothy Leary, but I paraphrasing.
JJ, could you tell us a little bit about that spoken word part at the end?
So yeah,
Matter of fact, tell me a little bit about it because I don't really know too much about it.
it actually was the first 3 quatrains of a sonnet. So a sonnet is basically 3 quatrains and then a rhyming couplet to end. And it has a particular rhyme scheme. And that rhyme scheme fits the English sonnet rhyme scheme for the 3 quatrains. I didn't have the double couplet to end, so it's technically not a sonnet, but it's a folk punk sonnet.
Okay.
And it was just basically about what someone who's a creator, you know, does. I think people who are creators often see some of things in life and in the world that you might not want to see, but they use creativity to make it something that you can look at and either deal with or come to appreciate in some way. Creating, you know, who was it? Descartes, you know, I think, therefore I am. I would say I think, therefore I am, and so I create.
That's awesome. Thank you. Oh, that's great.
And it fit with the whole idea of creativity in a thread.
Yeah, perfect.
But that
Awesome.
was so fun to do. And I just wish we got to have a picture of Ron in there with the little video. You know?
Oh, I should mention why Tobias H. Reese is in the video, and I included him as like a co-producer because I really did lean on him hard to give me feedback for the mix, which I definitely did take and implement in almost all cases. So I had to give him credit for that. He did spend a lot of time giving me some great feedback.
He's got a great ear.
He really does, and he's a great friend, and I'm really appreciative of his friendship.
Yeah, I had a little chat with him via email just last week.
There's so,
He's
so
a
many,
cool dude.
There's so many great, amazing people, not just musicians, but people in general that I never would have discovered. This community has really kind of restored my faith in humanity, you know? So this is where all the good people went.
This is where we sit. Yep.
Or stand. I can't sit still.
Yeah. So once again, I want to let everybody know Jude has his album out. It came out on the 20th. Please, if you can, go purchase this. There's also digital copies, correct? Mm-hmm. And I know I sent the links. Snooks has been all over it. Thank you once again for posting all these links. And remember that the featured channel tonight is Leela. and you'll often find Jude and in her chat as well. Jude is a big member of these communities, and thank you, Leela, for allowing us to share your channel tonight. And this has been a wonderful evening, Jude. I'm really enjoying it. Like I said,
Thank you so
I got
much.
to learn so much about your relationship with a really good friend of mine in JJ. So, and I know the funniest story was one time he was not angry, because he never gets angry, but he was pissed, where he goes, I just got to keep my eye out on the window, waiting for my neighbor to get back, because Jude sent me a CD, and
That was actually Nick.
oh, that was
Apostolaris.
Nick.
Yes,
I thought it was
yes.
Jude.
But, no, the other one that I'm co-hosting with, Nick Apostolaris sent me some vinyl, and it went to my
cool.
neighbor's house instead of my house. And it turns out he's cool. He's an album collector and everything. But my neighbor got a hold of Nick
I'll
to
just
tell him.
go crawl in the corner.
Which is a good way to just promote, the next time I'm co-hosting, it will be with Nick Apostolaris.
And Nick,
At least you didn't say he was from Atlanta.
right. Or talk about, him playing the concert in Japan. But it's the wrong guy with the same name.
Did you get the vinyl?
Yes, I did. He actually
Good.
sent me two. And
Okay.
to tie back, so all the threads together, you see one of them in the image on the thread. The vinyl that says
Okay.
test pressing is Nick's album. It was the
Oh,
test
that's
pressing of
cool.
his latest album. So yeah, there
See
you
that? It all comes around.
go. It all ties together.
The lattice of coincidence.
You know what? To this day, I thought it was all this time. I thought it was.
No, it was Nick has a lot of his stuff on vinyl.
Right.
So when he heard I had a
Awesome.
collection, he's like, "Oh, I gotta send you some stuff." But yeah, so my neighbor got to hear it too. But that's okay, because my neighbor often hears music from the community if my windows are open.
Blast it.
I love it.
All right. So yes, this last song, this is the one with Tobias, and
Yes.
is it a digitized flute? I know he doesn't do like MIDI instruments, but
I think it is some sort of, yes, I do believe. I'm not totally sure. I honestly
think it's
don't
an actual
know.
wind instrument. I think he's, it's a breath generated. It's not a
Right.
on a
As opposed to
keyboard.
like a keyboard MIDI.
Right,
And
right.
I think I have some MIDI saxophones and other horns that I played. And basically he just laid his flute right down on top of my song. I don't think, not that I didn't do some editing, not so much to his work, but after the fact, but the song was pretty much done. And when we talked about what should he add, because he was going to be on that track no matter what, he said, I could do some flute. I would love to have flute on one of my tracks. And it just really transformed the song. It's not like my most, in-depth songwriting, but it's just a feeling.
It's a
song.
great feel song. It's got a vibe to it.
So it's a walk across along my section of the creek in my backyard, and then it transforms to my commute over the Ben Franklin Bridge into Philadelphia.
Very cool.
On that note, let's hit the play. The song's called Beautiful Day. And yeah, I put this at the end because honestly, this was my favorite. So.
Beautiful day. I wish it could always stay this way. It's a beautiful day. Why does it
Gotta tell you, man, that was a real cool gangsta look. Yeah. Oh, sorry, man. Why can't I unmute?
Is he maybe
sorry.
he's on his
There
end?
you go.
Yeah.
He had it. Yeah.
Yeah, I rarely put myself in videos like that. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
great
that's
ending.
cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. And you know, Tobias sounds like he's improvising that, but you know Tobias, he's probably actually got it scored out.
I'm glad you brought that up. I never score anything out. Everything is a improvised one take. I mean, there might be an occasion where I'm practicing my song and developing the lyrics and I come up with a lick that works with the song, but it's so rare that that ever happens. And if it does, I probably mess it up in the song, so it doesn't sound anything like, but it's all first takes usually, or, you know, I'll layer several takes of guitars, which all have flubs all throughout them. And I'll automate out the flubs and kind of, I might move things around. I might leave them where they are. Cause a lot of times on the track before, I didn't end that one line right, but I do on the next line. So I'm kind of now talking to the track. So I'll pan them separately sometimes.
Yep.
And so my process has gotten to like work with my deficiencies in a way that it's created this sound.
But, you know, you make do with what you got.
Yes,
And it
I
works.
try.
Yeah, totally. Totally. But yeah, that is such a chill tune, and his flute adds this kind of a hopefulness, you know, to
Yeah, it does. It does. A little bit of mystique.
yeah. Very much like late 60s, early 70s, you know, something like Traffic, kind of a
Yes,
mysterious,
exactly.
you know.
Definitely has that.
But yeah, I've always loved that one. Very good. Awesome.
So I mentioned the lyric wasn't like, you know, I couldn't have just left it as a beautiful day, right? I had to complain about why it can't always stay this way. Like, you can't just enjoy the moment. You have to have some kind of like, and I love, you know, the sincerity and the sarcasm together. And I like to, just the way I like synthesizers and banjos. I like the juxtaposition or the contrast of those things.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and it's kind of thinking man's stuff, you know. It's not just superficial there. It goes deeper, like the deep waters that one encounters when they're snorkeling in the ocean.
JJ, the signs are always there, but only if you see them.
Exactly.
So you have to be a thinking man to see them.
I think, therefore I create.
Or it's completely superficial and you just made all that other stuff up because you're the thinking man. And that's it. I mean, music is a collaboration between the creator and the listener.
Yeah.
And I like to like tell all about my process and what I was thinking about, but really I should leave it up to the listener to just develop their own thing with it, really, because that's their end of it.
It's kind of nice when you get to make your own and then you hear the
Yes, I agree. After the
you know,
fact.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure people though loved that thing you did with a local library where you brought your synths in and explained how you made the thread, and that was so cool.
Yeah, I don't know how much those people loved it because they're like, what's this singer-songwriter doing here? Like, we want to press buttons and modulate, you know. It went off well though. And, you know, I knew I was going to use that song even at the inception of the song. I'm like, this is what I'm going to show at Synth Night. And thank goodness it came out to be a good song.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was using regardless. But it was, and I sat down in front of the crowd of 14 people and played like a section. Yeah. So that was my first time ever playing live in front of a group of strangers.
There you go.
So I was trying to break myself in.
In a library. How many of us get to say we got to play in a library? I always got told to be quiet.
Yeah, so it's been a good couple months for me. So I'm very grateful and thankful to everyone who's promoted or just given me that encouragement or any kind of love. So I really do owe it back to the community. I mean, my son's keeping me really busy, and I'll be listening to a song and like, oh, this is great, and then I'll get interrupted, and my intentions are to come back to it and comment, because I have a comment in my head, and it doesn't happen as often as I like to, and I fully admit that, and I need to be more active in the community, and that's a big goal.
As time is limited in life, you do all you can, and you've got family and a young son, and I know that you're involved in everything he's involved in because you got to take him to the things.
Yeah.
Especially
Someday.
if you get there and you find out that the coach isn't there after you drive all that way.
Right. Oh, did I tell you that?
Yeah.
But no, thank you once again for having me on. This has been great. I hope that your audience has enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed it. I really appreciate the opportunity.
I haven't taken my eye off this chat from what I can keep up, and I'm telling you, it was lit up, and everybody's loving. You'll see it yourself tomorrow. You can watch.
I will definitely check
go
it
back
out.
when
Thank you so much, everyone.
It takes like 12 hours for the live chat to show up, but definitely check it out. I think, didn't you say, Frank, a typical show has like 2,200 chat entries?
It had one of the shows. It was just a couple weeks ago. 2,500
in a 2-hour show. So
It's flying. It's flying.
People love it. People love it. Well, thank you so much, Jude, and I'm glad this worked out really nice in timing with
It sure
Tentacles just coming out. Yeah.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you being on this show. Honestly, everybody was really digging it. You've got fantastic music. I will be purchasing your album. I just have I've had visa issues, and I apologize to those that I hadn't re-subbed to your channels and stuff. I still have issues. I don't know what's going on. So I will purchase that CD soon. And
No worries. Thank you.
I appreciate you being on the show, and JJ, thank you for this recommendation. It was like, yeah, he says you have to have Jude on your channel.
Thank you both for everything that you do, not only on this show but in the community. I know personally that you guys support everyone, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
This actually cost like $30, so I'm glad I got to use it. I haven't been swimming with it. I got to do something with it.
The color looks good on you. Yeah.
And this is where I go into work the next day and say, yeah, that's my best friend. The guy in the snorkel gear.
Well, somebody said
That's awesome.
COVID. Somebody said COVID was coming back, so I'm just getting ready.
Oh, we had a few treatment
Oh,
centers
Larry,
here in Toronto.
last week. I wonder how his wife's doing. Lars Guitar's wife had COVID last week.
Yeah. A few of the treatment centers here got shut down. COVID. I don't know. It's I wouldn't mind if they shut down my office for a few weeks.
Next week would be a good week.
I'm going to be honest. I can handle another 2-year lockdown. I don't know what.
There were some positives to come out of it. My best writing came out of those years.
Give me a 10-year lockdown. I'm good. It's like,
That's what my wife said.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
I'll put out a double album.
I'll learn how to play the banjo.
You know what? It's a 6-string banjo, so it's guitar.
There you go.
But it has the sound.
Awesome. So yes, Jude, thank you so much.
Thank you both.
Collabing with you, and I'm glad we got to have this time to talk about your music and get some people, to hear it, maybe that haven't heard it before. I know because you would share like on Homegrown Indie, but that was kind of your main outlet there. So
I appreciate this so much. Thank you.
Excellent.
And good luck
Love you
with
guys.
the album sales. And you all know where to go to purchase these albums. This has been a great show. I appreciate you. I appreciate your music and
Thank you,
all that
mods.
do. Thank you.
Thank
to
you,
all
mods.
the wonderful mods sharing all these links and staying on top of it and all the support you're giving the community pulse. We rock. Remember, next week we have a Canadian friend of mine, Linda Jean. She was here earlier. We got David Joshua, who's still in the chat. He'll be in here August 5th. We got Don Mira, a new artist. And you all saw Stay Tuned in the chat all night long. He'll be on August 26th. Viv Sparrow, September 2nd. And we got Paul, September 9th. And Paradolia coming up, and it's going to be a fantastic. And then we got Hetriani's new album. There's so much happening in the community. I appreciate you all for trusting me that I share the best I can. And if I miss some of you, love and respect, not but done by design. If anybody wants to be on the show, send me an email. You want to be a features channel, send me an email. We're here for you, and this is all about the community, not about eyes, right?
Congratulations on 20 episodes, Frank.
Yeah, that's
Man.
cool. That's cool.
Honored
And
to be
don't
on this
forget, I
show.
do have a premiere. It's the only thing I'll support from shout out from my channel. I have a premiere tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, and the
Eastern
song
time.
means a lot to me and my family, and I hope to see you all there.
Excellent.
We'll see you there for sure.
Take care, everybody in chat.
Yeah, have a good night, all. I'm gonna do it with
Bye,
a
everyone.
closing song, which Liz Day was kind enough to let me play for the closing of this show. Have a great night, and thank you all for coming.
Stay kind and creative, everybody.
We are, we are, we are, we are. 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 Sister, brother, father, mother, we are one and the same. We are friends, chosen hearts, shared a force of nature. We are family, family, forever like a diamond, special treasure. We shine, family, family, family. Are we not part of one another? Our love is gold, family. We are family. We are family. We are family. We are family. Your life could get in the way sometimes, but no matter whatever ever hurt the cards, we'll weather it together wherever